Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D, baby, coming from up there and right in front of your screen. But my friend, I think today is July 25th. So by the time you see this video, probably gonna be in like October. But life is a learning process. And the reason why I'm making this video today, my friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. With everything that's happening in 2020, and I know a lot of people, including myself, are not mentally stable, even though most of the time, about 99.9999999% of the time, we try to cultivate love and we try to spread love, or I try to spread love, but it's emotions, right? And sometimes we get into the hatred mode, and it's not really hatred. It's like there's a dark side to every one of us, and there's a button when it pushed. Oh, and like back then, like because words are spelled, things that we say, eventually it will come true. If you keep repeating negative, if you have negative self-talk, eventually it's gonna get to the point where it will become true, because what we say, we eventually manifest, right? There is a poem from Lao Tzu, or I think at least it's from Lao Tzu. Let me see if I can remember it. Your thoughts becomes your words becomes your character becomes your destiny. But I'm just paraphrasing, but you get the concept, right? Is everything starts from the mind, and when we say it, we are manifesting it. Lay off the crack, bro. And I caught myself, I used to listen to a lot of hip hop music, right? And hip hop music, like, it's like, there's a lot of like hatred in it, hatred and killing and stuff like that. So I steer away from it. I was doing really, really good. Nowadays I listen to a lot of instrumentals, but then at the same time, when I listen to, like, back then I used to listen to a lot of Tupac, and I used to listen to a lot of Eminem. Now, I just recently shared a couple of songs on Facebook, and these are old songs, right? And one of the reason I share it, because sometimes I feel like, wow, with all the craziness that's happening in 2020, I gotta vent out my hate somewhere. And usually music, that's what I love about art. It's like, you let it out in an art form rather than killing. But then at the same time, I realized that, like, people listen to it, they can get affected by it, and it actually, like, casting a spell. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, I was doing really good not to listen to those kind of, like, I'm not saying that, hip hop music or bad music. There's a time when you can't just be back in the corner all the time. You got to stand up for yourself sometimes. And I think, hip hop music, especially with Tupac and Eminem music, it helped me a lot when I was lost, when nobody was there for me. So I kind of rely on music. But I want you to put this into consideration, my friend. When you listen to music, listen from a perspective of the artist, what they're trying to say. Don't let your hate or your anger, you can let it out through music by listening, singing, practice, and let it out. But if you let those words becomes your reality and you go out and you do stupid shit, that is not good, and you should steer away from listening to those kind of music. Music is a universal language. I listen to a lot of instrumental nowadays. Instrumental, it can be hip hop instrumental, but more of a, like, relaxation instrumental, like, even classical music. I just recently listened to classical music about 5 years ago when I started working at a retirement home, and my boss, like, she was listening to classical music, and that's when I started following, listening to her. And then you know, my other boss, which is the current one, you know, he loves like classical music, and that's when I started listening to classical music. But it's much more peaceful, right? But then again, sometimes humans, we deal with those, we have to deal with emotion. And I think it's fair to say that we all go through, you know, anger, happiness, sadness, all kind of emotion, right? And how we deal with it. And you know, if music is one of the way for you to vent it out, you know, it works for me, right? But then I also want to, you know, just for the record, it's not to promote any kind of violence, but when you listen to it, try to practice. Imagine the artist, they have to put a lot of time into practicing what they're trying to say. And you know, if you ever get mad, listen to the music and then just try to practice, sing your lung out, because when you sing it out, you know, it helps with your anger. But then you know, don't take it literal. Like, try to understand why the artist is acting, why the artist is acting the way that they are acting. And I think that's a better representation of it, rather than let music influence you. Any kind of music that you listen to, my friend, think of it from a third perspective. It's like observe the observer, right? You don't want to be influenced by the music, but you want to understand where the artist is coming from. That's how I interpret almost everything when it comes to art. Art, you know, it's kind of like having a friend. Like, you know, what is that person trying to say, rather than let them influence you. Once you understand their character, then you know, then just tell yourself, oh, you know, that's what that person is trying to say. Because a lot of people, when they listen to Tupac and Eminem, you know, it's kind of like a lot of hate, a lot of shooting, a lot of killing. But then at the same time, people don't understand where they came from. I mean, if you were to put in a position like that, you would have reacted the same way. Raising a daughter, that's really hard, right? And when everyone is like against you, when everyone is trying to frame you, and you know, it's the only outlet for your voice to be heard. I mean, what else do you want them to do? But my friend, you know, music, take it with a grain of salt, but listen from a third perspective. Okay, try to understand, listen, and don't, you know, you want to, don't be influenced by it. Listen and understand what is the artist is trying to say. Con, why you keep repeating yourself, bro? And not every artist has a story. Some of them are really crazy. So, you know, that's why when you listen to music and you act whatever the artist is saying, it can be a bad thing or a good thing. But that's just my take on it. That's why this journey, you know, has been a self-transformation. And even though I understand that listening to those kind of music can sometimes affect my mood, you know, and like I'm trying to control it, but then in a sense where at least I'm aware of the situation, right? At least I'm aware of it. And I think that's a very good thing. And I think humans, we should able to express all emotions in art form. And that's my take on it, you guys. So what is your take on it? What kind of music do you listen to? How are your emotions when you listen to them? And you know, make a video, okay, my friend. Make a video and use the hashtag Godzillionaires Club, and we'll get this conversation going. But I guess the takeaway for this video is that listen from the third point of view. What is the artist trying to say? That's all I'm saying, okay? And much love, and enjoy this beautiful day. It's been really, really nice. I'm just going to enjoy my day and you know, chilling, relaxing, and I hope you do the same, my friend. Spend some time outdoor, and much love, okay?